Hello guys, in this video I am going to discuss on different parameter of SWAT calibration. Previous I had uploaded video on calibration and I got many emails asking me for notes and doubts, so I thought that it will be very helpful if I will make a video on it. So it is very important to understand the parameter concept, because without understanding it will be very challenging and time consuming for calibration. About SWAT parameter, there are lots of parameters suggested by SWAT and you can get it from the SWAT website. But in this video I have explained about 24 parameter which are very sensitive parameter, and it's really play a great role in calibrating. But selection of parameter is also depend upon the location characteristic. It's temperature, weather, topography, land use, soil, and there are different other factors which determine the selection of parameter, so we have to also think about that. For now I have prepared this video of 24 parameter which will really help us in calibration. So now let's start. First is curve number. What is curve number? Curve number is simple to understand, that it represents how water behave in different landscape, and it helps us to predict how much water will soak into the ground and how much will run off into the stream and river. If curve number is low, it means that the land absorbs lots of water like a sponge. And if the curve number is high, it means the land absorbs less water, so more runoff. And it happens in a paved area, compact soil, concrete land. So what does it do in SWAT calibration? If we increase the CN2 value, it will increase the surface runoff, or vice versa. It has no unit and it processes the data in runoff MGT file, and it also work on the level of HRU. What does it means? HRU, SWAT model simulate a watershed by dividing it into a sub-basin, which are further subdivided into hydrologic response unit. So this is more fine than sub-basin, and its recommended value range is from 35 to 98, and its initial value varies. It means that when we do the first run SWAT, then its value could be vary according to the different sub basin. Then after ESCO. ESCO means soil evaporation compensation factor. It is simple that how much evaporation is from soil. If we increase the ESCO, it means a higher evaporation and decrease in runoff, and it has no unit. And it processes the data in evaporation HRU, and the level is HRU, and the recommended range is 0.01 to 1. Its initial value is 0.95. I want to show what I am telling. Means if you have run the model, it is that folder, then open it, then after go here. I mean to say that for the CN2 I have mentioned about MGT file. Okay, go to MGT file and you can find CN2 here, and it's vary according to the basin. And for ESCO, here for ESCO, it processes the data in evaporation HRU file. Then go to the HRU file and see ESCO where it is. ESCO it is, and its initial value is 0.95. So I mean to say that, okay, let's continue. Then after, another parameter is soil AWC, means available water capacity of soil layer. It is the difference between the fill capacity and a wilting point. In this figure, we can see saturation means over water, fill capacity means available water for plant growth, and a wilting point means no more water is available to the point. And the difference between this is soil AWC. And what does it do? If we increase soil AWC, it will increase the percolation, increase the return flow or base flow, and decrease in soil AWC means less percolation, more surface runoff and or lateral flow. Here we have to also understand what is return flow and base flow. After the infiltration percolation, the water again move to the river, and this is called return flow and base flow, and it has no unit. It processes the data in soil and it work on HRU. The recommended range is 0 to 1 and its initial value could vary. Then after CH and 1 and 2, it is a Manning coefficient, and here 1 and 2 means CH1 means the Manning coefficient for tributary channel, and the CH and 2 means for main channel, and the both have no unit. It processes the data in runoff, and the CH and 2 process the data in channel, and its recommended range is 0.01 to 30, and CHN2 recommended range is 0 to 1. Its initial value is 0.014. You can see here I have put some example for the different land characteristic what will be the Manning coefficient. Then after CHK 1 and 2, it means effective hydraulic conductivity. Hydraulic conductivity describes the ease with which a fluid can move through a porous space, and it depends on the intrinsic permeability. Okay, and what does it do? It means that water loss or gain, which is defined by the type of stream as losing or gaining. And there are also two there, that is 1 and 2, and this one represent hydraulic conductivity in tributary channel, and the CHK2 represent hydraulic conductivity in main channel, and they both have a unit of mm per hour, means how much water flow per hour. Okay, and its level is sub basin, and CHK2 level is in reach, and recommended range is 0 to 300, and its recommended range 0 to 500. Initial value for both is 0. And to make you more understand about this concept, it means here some figure and some example has been shown the different condition of hydraulic conductivity, like in first picture you can see how the groundwater is moving toward the stream flow, and here how the stream flow water is moving toward the ground, and here also you can see the movement of the surface water into the ground, and this is also different way of a transfer. Then after, another parameter is EPCO. EPCO means plant evaporation compensation factor. It simply means that plant evaporation. If we increase the EPCO, it increases the evapotranspiration from plant and decrease runoff. It is useful to remove intermittent minor peak and spike, and its unit is mm per hour. It processes the data in evaporation HRU, and its recommended range is 0.01 to 1. Its initial value is 1. As EPCO approaches to 1, the model allows more of the water uptake demand to be met by the lower layer of soil. As the EPCO approaches to 0, the model allows less variation from original depth distribution to take place. Then another is a CANMX. It means the maximum canopy storage. Canopy means the water captured by the plants and tree from the rainfall. Okay, and this plant canopy can significantly affect the infiltration, surface runoff, and evapotranspiration. If increase in a CANMX evaporates water and reduce the surface runoff. Its unit is mm. It processes the data in runoff, and the recommended range is 0 to 100. Initial value is 0. And then after PLAPS. PLAPS means precipitation lapse rate. Precipitation lapse rate. Oh, you can see here text. A positive value denote an increase in precipitation with an increase in elevation, while a negative value denote a decrease in precipitation with an increase in elevation. Okay, and this allow the spatial distribution of precipitation based on topography. Its unit is mm per kilometer. Its recommended range is minus 1000 to plus 1000. Its initial value is minus 50. Then after SURLAG. SURLAG means surface runoff lag coefficient. It represents the time it takes for water to travel from the point where it falls as precipitation to the point where it becomes runoff. A higher coefficient means a longer lag time, while a lower coefficient means a shorter lag time. A SURLAG decrease store more water in soil and delay the release of surface runoff and smoothen the stream flow hydrograph stimulated in the ridge. Its unit is day and it processes the data in runoff. Recommended range is 0.05 to 24. Its initial value is 4. Then after groundwater revap. This simply means that the movement of water from shallow aquifer to root zone. Okay, and this condition could be if the upper layer is dry, and here I have mentioned many condition, and if also the root is very deep, which extract the water from the shallow aquifer. In that condition, revap happen. And yes, as groundwater revap approach to zero, movement of water from shallow aquifer to the root zone is restricted, and when it approaches to 1, the rate of transfer from water aquifer to root zone approaches the rate of potential evapotranspiration. Increase in groundwater revap means increased revaporation from shallow aquifer and decrease in return flow. It will result in lower base flow. It has no unit and its recommended range is 0.02 to 0.2 and its initial value is 0.02. Then another parameter is REVAPMN. It means the threshold depth for water in the shallow aquifer for revap or percolation to occur. The movement of water from shallow aquifer to unsaturated zone is allowed only if the volume of water in shallow aquifer is equal to or greater than REVAPMN. Its unit is mm and its recommended range is 0 to 500. Initial value is 750. Then after groundwater QMN. What does it mean? It is the threshold depth of water in the shallow aquifer required for the return flow to occur. Groundwater flow to the ridge is allowed only if the depth of water in the shallow aquifer is equal or greater than groundwater QMN. High groundwater QMN means more storage in aquifer, less discharge to stream, and low base flow, and vice versa. Its unit is mm and its recommended range is 0 to 5000 and its initial value is 1000. Alpha BF means base flow recession coefficient. Decrease in alpha BF means more days taken for base flow. That means from groundwater to surface water movement. You can see here how much time it take from base flow and to reach to the surface water, and its unit is days. Its recommended range is 0 to 1. Its initial value is 0.048. Then after groundwater delay time for aquifer recharge. The lag between the time that water exits the soil profile and enter the shallow aquifer. It means that it depends on the depth to the water table and hydraulic properties of geological formation in the various zones and groundwater zone. High groundwater delay means more time required to reach to a stream and less reduced base flow and vice versa. Its unit is days and recommended range is 0 to 500. Initial value is 31. Then after lat time, lateral flow travel time. If lat time is 0, it allows model to circulate the travel time based on soil hydraulic property. This parameter should be set to the specific value only by the hydrologist familiar with the base flow characteristic of the watershed. Its unit is days and recommended is 0 to 180. Initial value is 0. It simple means how much time it take for the lateral flow. You can see here in this picture how much is days it take. Then after OVN, Manning's N value for overland flow. You know the overland flow when the rainflow and some water goes to the infiltration and in groundwater, and the water which is available on the surface and it overflow. That is called overland flow. High value means that high roughness, retardation of overland flow, increase infiltration and subsequent increased return flow, which may increase the base flow. It has no unit and its recommended range is 0.01 to 30 and its initial values could vary, and here you can see some of the Manning coefficient for the different land surface. Then after soil K means soil conductivity. It means it measure the ease of water movement through the soil. It has impact on infiltration and impact on the lateral flow. Increase in soil K decrease the percolation as well as return flow. Its unit is mm per hour. Its range is 0 to 2000. Its initial value could vary. Then after HRUSLP, it means the average slope steepness for overland flow. Average slope steepness for overland flow surface runoff water across the surface. When rainfall is too fast for the infiltration to take up the water that rain on the surface. It varies by soil type and land. Its unit is nothing means m by m, and its recommended range is 0 to 1. Its value initial value could vary. Then after SL, SUBB, SN, it means average slope length. Average slope length refers to the average distance water travels over the land surface from its point of origin to the watershed outlet. Slope length should be measured to the point that flow begins to concentrate. Its key parameter used in various hydrological and erosion models to estimate the runoff, erosion, and sediment transport process within a watershed. It is influenced by factors such as slope gradient, channel network, and arrangement of landform within the watershed. Its unit is meter, and its recommended range is 10 to 150, and its initial value could vary. Then our Tlapse. Tlapse means temperature lapse rate. It allows a spatial distribution of temperature based on topography. A positive value denotes an increase in temperature with an increase in elevation, while a negative value denotes a decrease in temperature with an increase in elevation. The lapse rate is used to adjust the temperature for the elevation band in the sub-basin. Its unit is degrees Celsius per kilometer, and its recommended range is minus 10 to 10. Its initial value is minus 5.6. Then after soil jet. It means the depth from the soil surface to the bottom of layer. Its unit is mm, and recommended range is 0 to 3500. Its initial value could vary. Then after RCHRGDP, it means deep aquifer percolation fraction. It has no unit and recommended range is 0 to 1. Its initial value is 0.05. This is the main thing, and this is the main tips for model calibration. If this is the condition, if this will be the condition, which parameter we should change and and how we should play with that parameter, I have mentioned in the slide. For example, if over Overall flow overestimate means if our flow is very high, then how we can adjust it, how we can calibrate it. In that case, you can decrease the CN2, increase the soil AWC, increase the ESU, and you can just follow this instruction in that case. And another case is if base flow is too low and evaporation is too high, then then follow this instruction. Similarly, if peak flow is too low, then follow this instruction. Similarly, then our discharge shift to the right, then we have to increase the HRU SLP, decrease the OVN, decrease the SL SUPB SN. And another case is base flow is too high and peak is too low. And the another condition could be if flow is highly underestimated, then follow this instruction. This will be, I think this will be very helpful for your calibration. If you have any question, please do comment below. Okay, I am going to end this video. Thank you.